Hi, my name is Bobby Casey. I am the founder of BusinessAnywhere.io. I'm an international tax lawyer. I've been doing this work for more than 20 years. We've registered thousands and thousands of companies for clients all over the world. And in this video, we're going to be discussing that if you are a non-US owner, non-US person of an owner of a US LLC, how do you pay yourself and how do you properly document that in your records? Okay, so this is a pretty simple topic. We get this a lot with our client calls that they call us in on a regular basis. They have these questions about what they need to do registering their companies and how to manage things. And this is a pretty common question that we get all the time. So basically, if you are a non-US person and you are the owner of a US LLC, which is very common, our non-US clients register their LLCs in places like Wyoming and Delaware, Florida, New Mexico. Those are the most common ones. But if you own that company in one of those states and you're a non-US person, how do you pay yourself and how do you document that? So the way you pay yourself ultimately depends a lot on where you as an individual have tax residency as a natural person. Where do you have tax residency? Because the way you get paid can affect the tax you pay or if you pay tax at all. So for example, if you are, let's say, a Danish person and you're living in Costa Rica, well, Costa Rica does not tax you on foreign source earnings. So in that scenario, you'd probably want to pay yourself a dividend from your company because a dividend is a profit payment coming from a company that operates outside of your country of residence. So in this scenario, Danish person living in Costa Rica would have residency in Costa Rica. So that would be an example where you would classify it as a dividend from your company. If you are, let's say, a Canadian living as a digital nomad and you don't have tax residency anywhere, then you would just consider it a profit distribution coming into your bank account. You just do a bank transfer into your personal bank account to pay yourself your salary, so to speak. You could call it a salary or a profit distribution, and it really wouldn't make much of a difference if you don't have a tax obligation anyway because you're not a tax resident anywhere. In some countries, for example, if you're living in Portugal, and you are under the NHR tax regime or the non-habitual residence tax regime, and your company is in the US, like a Wyoming LLC, you probably in that scenario want to pay yourself a dividend because as a tax resident of Portugal but under the NHR tax regime, you would not pay tax on dividends received from a US company because there's a tax treaty between the US and Portugal. So it's important to understand your personal situation to determine how you pay yourself and how you classify it. So how to manage that documentation correctly is you do need to have bookkeeping in place, and in your bookkeeping you would code that in your bookkeeping based on whether it's going to be considered a salary or a profit distribution or a dividend, and you would code that within your bookkeeping, or your bookkeeper would code that within your bookkeeping to track that correctly. If you need help figuring all these things out and the best way to go about structuring the business and the best way to sort out your personal tax residency situation, we do have our Digital Nomad Kit. We have Digital Nomad Kit for US persons and for non-US persons, and that is an all-inclusive package which includes registering your company, it includes your registered agent address, it includes your virtual mailbox, it includes assistance opening your bank account, help with the bookkeeping and tax filings, and it includes a consultation directly with me personally where we will figure this out and sort through the situation to make it personal for your situation. I hope that helps. You can find all the links below. Take care.